Hi friends, welcome to my channel Sharing Simple Knowledge. Today let's discuss about an OET reading part B question. The method which we have to use to solve this portion, we have to read the extract first, then go to the question, then read the options. Then the strategy you can follow is the NOC method. That means N means not given and the O means opposite information and the C is the correct answer. So let's see how we can resolve this one. If there is any heading like this, you can read it first. Design principles for isolation rooms. So we got some idea that this is regarding isolation rooms. Then the aim of environmental control in an isolation room is to control the airflow, thereby reducing the number of airborne infectious particles that may infect others within the environment. Then how we can achieve it? This is achieved by controlling the quality and quantity of intake and exhaust air, diluting infectious particles in large volumes of air, then maintaining differential air pressure between adjacent areas and designing patterns of airflow for particular clinical purposes. The location and design of isolation rooms within a particular department or inpatient unit should ideally enable their separation from the rest of the units. That means the isolation rooms design should be like that. It should be away from the other unit, the other part of the unit. Multiple isolation rooms should be clustered, should be kept together and located away from the main entrance of the unit. An exception is an emergency department where it is recommended that designated isolation rooms should be located near the entry to prevent spread of possible airborne infection throughout the unit. I think now it's clear for you. So let's move on to the question. According to the extract, to prevent the spread of infection, emergency department isolation rooms. So what is the keyword here? The keyword is that prevent the spread of infection. Where? Emergency department isolation rooms. So we have to check only the emergency department. So let's move on to the options. The A option should be placed away from the main entry doors, or B option are more numerous than those of other departments, and C ought to be situated near where the people enter the unit. So let's see, first one is which is not given. It means you should be placed away from the main entry doors. Something is mentioned here, no? Away from the main door. Cluster multiple isolation should be clustered and located away from the main entrance of the unit, but it's not mentioning about the emergency department. That means it's opposite. Then B are more numerous than those of other departments. Is it mentioned they are more numerous than any other department? They are just mentioning only multiple isolation rooms. They are not telling that the emergency departments isolation rooms are more numerous than of other departments. So that is not given. Then the C option ought to be situated near where people enter the unit. Even though we eliminated two options and we find this is the correct, we have to confirm it again with the correct answer in the extract. An exception is an emergency department where it is recommended that designated isolation rooms be located near the entry. That is, ought to be must be situated near where the people enter the unit. So this is the correct answer. So let's move on to the other question. Anterooms. So this also regards the isolation rooms. Anterooms allow staff and visitors to change into and dispose of personal protective equipment used on entering and leaving rooms when caring for infectious patients. Especially in the negative pressure room, there will be two rooms. The anteroom is the where we are entering, and there we are keeping the personal protective equipment. Then after wearing from there, we are entering to the isolation rooms. Then clean and dirty workflows within this space should be considered so that separation is possible. Anterooms increase the effectiveness of isolation rooms by minimizing the potential escape of airborne nuclei into a corridor area when the door is open, so it will not go outside. For class and isolation rooms, the pressure in the anteroom is lower than the adjacent ambient corridor pressure and the positive with respect to the isolation room. The pressure differential between rooms should not be less than 15 Pascal. Anterooms are provided for class and isolation rooms in intensive care units, emergency departments, birthing units, infectious diseases units, and for an agreed number of patient bedrooms within inpatient units accommodating patients with the respiratory condition. So they are telling here, so where or in which areas we have to keep the isolation rooms. Specifically they are mentioning here. So let's move on to the question part. What do staff need to be conscious, means aware of, when working in anterooms? Let's see the option. A. Keeping used and unused medical clothing apart. B. Ensuring the ambient pressure in the room is say minimum 15 Pascal. C. Keeping the door closed at all times. So what do you think, which is not given here? Feel this is the one keeping the door closed at all times, because it is never mentioned here to keep the door all closed. Here it's only when the door is opened like that, but it doesn't mean it has to closed at all times. So this is the not given. Then ensuring the ambient pressure in the room is a minimum 15 Pascal. Here it is mentioned about the 15 Pascal. For class and isolation rooms, the pressure in the anteroom is lower than the adjacent ambient pressure and positive with respect to the isolation room. The pressure differential between this is just mentioning the difference should be less than 15 Pascal. It's not the ambient pressure in the room. So this is opposite. So option A is keeping used and unused medical clothing apart. So when we eliminate both of these answers, we have to see is it correct again. Anteroom allows staff and visitors to change into and dispose of personal protective equipment used on entering and leaving rooms when caring for infectious patient. Clean and dirty, that means used and unused. Workflows within this space should be considered so that separation is possible. So that is the one they are mentioning, used and unused medical clothing keep apart, separate. So this is the right answer. I think it's clear for you, and if you try to practice like this, you can achieve 6 out of 6 in part B. And if you are able to score 20 out of 20 in a part, then you need only 4 correct answers from the C part. So you can get the B score at first attempt itself. This method, I'm quite sure it will help you to achieve your target score. Thank you for watching my channel, and if you like it, just share with your friends also who is preparing for OET. Thank you. Bye.